Scott Ganz. Welcome.
Hey, John, it's a pleasure as always to see your smiling face.
Great to see you. Boy, we go back a long ways, but you are on the cutting edge. You are the man when it comes to digital, the man when it comes to what's new in implant dentistry. And we are stoked to have you at our annual meeting on the main podium and doing a workshop. So thanks so much for coming out.
It's my pleasure. I'm always happy to support this organization. I think it's doing marvelous things, and the education is dearly needed, and support for education is dearly needed.
Well, thank you so much, Scott. Being a prosthodontist and planning with the end in sight, you are the one to talk about imaging and planning. And I'm just going to read your title for your Wednesday main podium presentation. It's a proof of concept, novel surgical design concepts for both maxillary and mandibular arches based on advances in 3D and AI segmentation. That sounds so interesting. I don't even know what it means. Tell me what you're doing. Explain to our audience.
Well, you know that we've had a long road with 3D imaging, starting with CT, and then of course with the uh, cone beam CT coming on the scene. It's now 25 years ago, which is hard to believe.
Yeah.
And so as the technology has continued to develop, it's really interesting that we've been able just to do more and more. And now we have artificial intelligence, which is leaving a mark on our software and the algorithms. And the purpose of this particular lecture, in fact, I just submitted my article on 22 consecutive cases, which I'll share at the meeting,
Wonderful.
on this new design concept for the maxilla, but also some of the ways that it can be applied to the mandible. And interestingly enough, the way we would do that, 20 years ago and even longer, was so time consuming. My hair is the, got very, very white just from doing all this, advanced segmentation on the computer. Now, with like one or two, keystrokes, within a minute or two, we can segment out the whole mandible and the whole maxilla. And that has really sparked as a catalyst for so many new designs in surgical guides, as well as enhancing our diagnosis and treatment planning.
Wow. That's a very, very interesting topic. How is AI now influencing dentistry?
Well, I think there's so many different ways that AI has had impact, from writing reports to writing articles to diagnosis and within imaging, especially with two-dimensional X-rays that we would take in our offices, detecting caries and things like that. But now with 3D imaging, and remember, it's in 1993, I helped introduce Simplant, which was the first interactive treatment planning software. That's
Oh,
freaking 32 years ago.
that's
You know, we
crazy.
we were both, what, 12 years old at that time?
Oh
And
my
so,
God.
yeah, and so we really have to understand that, although we do some amazing things now, it's really taken 3 decades to get to where we are.
Wow, that's wonderful. Oh, our president of the Academy, Dr. Matt Young, has just joined us. Dr. Matt Young, how are you?
Very good. How you doing, John? How you doing, Scott?
Very good to see you, Matt. You're looking dapper.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good to see you as well.
We were just talking to Dr. Scott Gantz, who's giving a presentation on AI's influence and digital workflows for full arch. So he's been describing the new advances and how much we've come in the past 30 years that he's been doing, 30 years plus that
Yeah.
he's been doing implant dentistry. Incredible.
Yeah, we've really, and you have to give credit to the organizations like AAID for continuing to provide podiums that we can, come and express our ideas and our thoughts, and introduce, novel concepts, as well as, be face to face with our clinicians. And that's really, I think, one of the things that is so terribly important today is that face-to-face, educational process. And AID does it so well with their maxi courses, which I'm thrilled to always participate with various maxi courses around the country, but also the different meetings that we have around the country. Like we had a very successful Northeast regional meeting, a district meeting that was held in May in a really novel venue, and Matt was there. He came by, and it was
Okay.
it was great, and a beautiful spring day, and in a great building in New York City. So, you know, we can have some fun as well, because at the end of the meeting, there was a cocktail reception on the rooftop. So it was great.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. That's what the idea is about. Education, camaraderie, and sharing of knowledge. And it's been a centerpiece for our academy for so many years, so many years. And thank you, Matt Young, for putting on such a great program and entrusting myself and Dr. Jackson with as being your scientific chairmen. We hope we come through. I know I've got you one superstar right here, Scott Gantz.
Well, Matt, you have any updates on some of the things that may happen at the meeting that people should know about, that I don't know about, because I haven't heard that much yet, except some of the promotions I've seen for some of the great speakers that will be there.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome program. Dr. Minichetti and Dr. Jackson have really put together an amazing event. We have main podium lectures such as your lecture. Like you said, I saw you in New York City in May, and you really blew me away once again with your with digital design, digital dentistry, guided surgery. Every time I see you, you are just one level past where everybody else is, and I was just blown away. So content like that we're going to have on the main podium. We also have workshops where you can do these procedures in a hands-on fashion, and also have limited attendance programs, and also the camaraderie of being around each other. And we're also going to have probably about 200 newly credentialed members coming through for the AAID. So to see people
Wonderful.
come through for their associate fellowship and fellowship, it's really going to be a great event. And really thank you for being part of the program and really adding to the implant dentistry knowledge and experience over the years. I mean, you've been on the cutting edge for so long, and you're keep raising the bar for all of us. So I appreciate everything you do for the academy.
Well, I thank you so much. It's really my pleasure to be involved, because, like you just said, 200 credentialed clinicians are going to be at this meeting. I mean, that's a amazing accomplishment, not just for the organization, but for all of these clinicians that are spending the time away from their families and from their office, and to learn and to improve their skill set. Because what we do, what John and I do on a regular basis, what all of us that are involved with implant dentistry, it's really, that nuts and bolts is really not taught at the undergraduate, or in many ways even at the postgraduate levels at school. And so we desperately need these educational forums to be able to come together and share that knowledge. And you're absolutely right, both John and yourself, about the camaraderie, because I think that's what draws us, the educators especially, but also all of the people that are in attendance, because they didn't see these people maybe for a year, at the last meeting, and now that you get together, you have a drink, you share some other stories. And John and I, we go back so far. We can tell you stories that I mean,
No hair left.
yeah, I know. I mean, we've gone through all those years,
Oh,
and
yeah,
and it's those stories that keep bringing us back.
that's for sure. So speaking of workshops, Scott, you're doing a workshop on Thursday, correct?
Yes, correct.
Tell us about the workshop.
Yeah, so part of the workshop is really kind of a segue from what I'm talking about on Wednesday, and then we're going to be able to have hands-on experience, to be able to take some of what was presented on Wednesday, and then be able to work on it with some hands-on models, and take the concepts and put them to work. Part of that is made possible by our sponsors and the
Sure.
corporate entities that really are at the heart and soul of the support for our meeting over all these years. And so I'm always happy to present these workshops with some of our corporate sponsors, because it's so, I mean, we all use these products, and we want to be able to use them better. We want to be able to again improve our skill set. And what better way to do that than with a hands-on workshop where you get to play with everything.
Great. Yeah, I see you're going to do some photogrammetry and you're going to do some 3D printing. What a great experience for, particularly for some of the newer dentists getting involved now with digital. Um, great workshop. Thank you so much for putting that together and staying more time with our academy. We really appreciate
Well,
it.
when people think of digital, we all have that what does that mean to us? What does that mean to an everyday practice? And now that we've had the catalyst going from cone beam CT to the Simplant type software to where we are today with a Blue Sky Plan software that's free and does amazing things, and just introduced a new version with advanced AI that allows me and everyone else to be able to do advanced things that we really couldn't do with as much ease as we can do today, and quicker and with more accuracy. And then we've introduced 3D printing, and a vast number of our membership, they've gone out and they've bought 3D printers and they're using it. And but a lot of people are still putting their foot in, and just testing the water, and they don't know how to utilize it, which ones to buy. And now, like you mentioned, photogrammetry, that's without question changed the way I practice every day. In fact, I just came from my New York office, and we just scanned a patient right before I left with photogrammetry. I can't practice, without it today. And mostly what I do, especially in New York, is my full arch practice. And so I can't imagine taking two implants and putting them together in terms of a screw retained restoration and not use photogrammetry today. So we're going to show that.
That's wonderful. Great stuff. Good stuff. So, last words for our academy. What do you think? What do you think about the AAID? Scott, tell me before we do that. How do you think the young dentists should get involved with implant dentistry? What opportunities do they have?
That's a great question. I think that, you know, actually we can step back a little bit, because when you and I were going through this, we didn't have social media. We didn't have that ability to reach out and touch people instantly from our phone today. And so we live in a completely different world. And you have people that are that do one case and post it on social media and become an instant expert in their eyes. And people really, with all the fake news and everything else, nobody knows what reality is. And I think the AAID as an organization can bring that reality to uh, to everyone that wants to learn more about implant dentistry through all of the educational opportunities that exist within the organization. And I think it's just fabulous, and vitally important, again, because it's not stuff that's really being taught. And one of the things that I, as a consultant to the industry for 40 years, that I tell all of the different companies, and that is that you can't assume that the doctors know how to use your instruments, your implants, your abutments, we need that educational experience. And so for young doctors, the camaraderie part is huge. You need that support system, you need mentorship. And I think the AAID is one of the key words that I think of when I think of AAID is mentorship. And people like yourself and Matt and all these other people that are associated with the maxi courses all over the country. That's what it represents to me. It represents that mentorship. and you can't, there's even commercials on TV about mentorship. You see it all the time, and you shouldn't be without a mentor, and the AAID serves that role.
Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you for your time with this interview. Any last words, Dr. Young?
Well, thank you, Scott, for being a part of this promotional interview, and thank you so much for being a part of the program and advancing implant dentistry over the years. I've learned so much from you. I look forward to your presentation in November, and can't wait to get into this annual meeting. So,
That's
Well,
next, next.
I'm not done yet. I got a lot more to contribute, and
yeah.
my new design for maxillary guides, I think, is going to be a real winner, for a lot of different reasons, and I'm really very excited to share it. It's an idea that I decided not to go after a patent on it, just because I'm getting to that age where I want to be alive when the patent is issued. So um, so I decided I'm gonna publish it. I'm going to teach about it, and I hope it does have an impact on our industry, because I'm very excited about it. When you have something that you come up with, and then in this last article, 22 consecutive cases I did, every one of them worked like a charm. Even I'm looking at it, every time I do it, and I'm saying, boy, this really works. I was almost going to use an expletive, but I decided this is an interview, so I'll be
Save that one for the bar at the AID meeting.
You got it. You got it.
All right. Well, thank you so much again, Dr. Ganz, Dr. Young, and check it out, AAID.com, our annual meeting, November 12th through 15th. We'll see you there.
I'll be there.